Welcome back, everyone, to our commentary series, looking at the work of Ajmal from his website, theborderofamind.com.
Yes.
This week, we're diving into another really interesting piece from him. As you all know, Ajmal is a respected author who uses his blog as a space to explore.
He is.
All sorts of things, centered on curiosity and personal growth.
Yeah.
And
he does it well.
He does do it very well.
Yeah.
And so this one is no exception.
Yeah.
This week, we're looking at his blog post titled Forts of the Mind.
Ooh, Forts of the Mind.
Now, that's evocative.
Yeah.
What do you think when you hear that title?
Well, I immediately think of those pillow forts we used to build as kids, to create a little refuge.
Safe space?
Yeah, safe space. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's exactly what Ajmal is getting at here.
Absolutely. That's the central metaphor in this piece.
Okay.
He's suggesting that just like we built those physical forts out of pillows and blankets when we were young as adults, we create these psychological forts. Our routines, familiar surroundings, the beliefs that we cling to.
Interesting.
All of those things can become these sort of invisible walls that make us feel safe and secure, but also maybe a bit too comfortable.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's funny because reading this, I instantly thought about my own experience quitting my corporate job to start my own business.
Wow.
It was terrifying.
It must have been.
A complete leap into the unknown. And what's funny is Ajmal actually talks about that.
He does.
That sense of the unknown being a key part of growth.
Exactly. He argues that real growth often happens when we push ourselves beyond those boundaries that we've
imposed.
Yeah, the self-imposed limitations. And what's interesting is that he points out sometimes life kind of forces us out of our comfort zones anyway.
Right.
Like a sudden job loss or having to move to a new city.
Or even, unexpected personal challenge.
Absolutely. It's like we're being nudged. Yeah, sometimes even pushed towards experiences that could really help us grow.
Yeah.
Even if those experiences feel scary or uncomfortable at first.
Yeah. Starting my own business definitely pushed me in ways I never expected. Forced me to learn new skills and confront my fear of failure head on.
It's like trial by fire.
It really was.
Wow.
But you know what it also brought me?
What's that?
A level of freedom and fulfillment I never would have found if I stayed in that comfortable corporate job.
I bet.
It's fascinating, though, because Ajmal doesn't just focus on the positive outcomes. He acknowledges that it's not always easy or comfortable.
No.
He talks about the mix of emotions that come with stepping outside our comfort zone, fear, excitement.
And that sense of being unscripted, which I think is really about being willing to embrace spontaneity and adaptability. Yeah. Being open to the unexpected.
I like it because those aren't always comfortable feelings, are they?
Not always, no, but I think what Ajmal's saying is that they're essential for growth.
It makes me wonder, have we as a society become too accustomed to the predictable?
Oh.
Do we shy away from anything that feels unscripted because we're so afraid of losing control?
That's a really good question. And to Ajmal's point, I think it's often in those moments where we feel the most vulnerable and unsure of ourselves that we actually discover hidden strengths and a resilience that we never knew we had.
So what's the takeaway here?
Yeah.
Should we all be actively seeking out discomfort?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily about actively seeking out discomfort.
Okay.
It's more about recognizing the potential for growth when we do encounter it.
Right.
It's about shifting our perspective from viewing challenges as threats to seeing them as opportunities for transformation, for becoming a stronger, more resilient version of ourselves.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about embracing the messiness of life, knowing that those unscripted moments, the ones that push us beyond our forts, are often the ones that shape us the most.
Absolutely. They make us who we are.
And you know what? Take this even deeper. Ajmal offers some related themes for further exploration.
He does.
At the end of this blog post.
I love that he does that.
He lists experiences, philosophy, and thoughts. Wow. Just those 3 words alone open up so many different avenues for reflection.
Yeah.
So what do you think he means by experiences there?
Well, I think experiences could refer to, actively seeking out new things, trying things that challenge us, push us outside of our comfort zones.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then philosophy, I think that might be encouraging us to examine our own beliefs.
Right.
The ones that we hold dear, and how those beliefs might actually be contributing to the forts that we've built.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then thoughts. That one's really interesting.
Yeah.
I think that could be about becoming more mindful of our internal dialogue, especially when we're faced with something that's outside of our norm, something that makes us uncomfortable.
Right. You know how we talk to ourselves in those moments?
Exactly, because that internal dialogue can really shape our experience.
It really can.
So, yeah, each of those themes, experiences, philosophy, and thoughts, each one offers a different lens through which we can examine this idea of forts of the mind.
And how they influence our lives.
Yeah, how they shape who we are and who we're becoming.
So for everyone listening, I highly recommend checking out the full blog post,
Yes.
Forts of the Mind, on theborderofthemind.com.
Such a good one.
Ajmal's writing is so insightful, it's sure to spark some deep reflection for you as well.
And as you're reading it,
Yeah.
I want you to ask yourself, what are the forts that you've built in your own life?
Yeah.
You know, what are those walls that you've maybe unknowingly erected around yourself?
Good question.
And what might happen if you ventured beyond them? What new horizons of personal growth and fulfillment might you discover?
That's a powerful thought to leave us with.
It is.
Thank you for joining us for another deep dive into the work of Ajmal.
Always a pleasure.
Be sure to stay tuned for future episodes in this commentary series, where we'll continue to explore his unique perspectives on life growth and the human experience.
We will.
Until then, take care.
See you next time.